Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Monday night Zoom edition, or Tuesday morning, depending on where in the world you are. The markets are still consolidating, kind of boring, going sideways. But Bitcoin was pushing 60K a couple times, but couldn't hold it. It looks like 60,000 is the new and not improved resistance. So that's a little disappointing. We had some pretty good economic news last week, didn't really move the needle. So a little concerned about that. Maybe the markets are waiting for, serious interest rate cuts and or the election results in November. Regardless, it looks like chop. We're going to be trading anywhere from say 50K to 70K and then little mini consolidations in between. That's how I'm seeing the market. The plus side, it's pretty good for day trading. This kind of action, I'm picking up my 1 to 1.5% pretty consistently. But we'll get into that a little later. Let's go to the charts and see what's going on. I'll share my screen and should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
This layout should be familiar to those of you who've been with me for a while. We're at 59.4 at the moment. There was a spike up to about 59.7 or 8, but that didn't last. Got a green candle forming today. Uh, and our lows are getting higher and our highs are getting higher. So we've got a little wedge forming here. It's going to break one way or the other. We'll probably get another pump above 60K, maybe into the low to mid 60s, and then it'll probably drop back down again. I think we're going to be in this range for a while, but who knows? Maybe the market makers and whales and institutions have something else in mind. So keep an eye on those headlines and keep your charts handy, especially if you're day trading or short-term swing. If you're hodling, no, you don't care about any of this. That's okay too. So yeah, Bitcoin at 59 just dipped below the 4, so it looks like we're losing that pump we had earlier. Ethereum on the day chart, mostly sideways, been trading between about 2,500 and 2,800 in that tight little range, 2,630 at the moment. This 2,500 has held a support, so I guess that's something. But I'd really like to see this up in the 3,000s. Any comments or questions about the markets overall before we go to Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro, find some day trades and short-term swings? All right, let's go to Altcoin Alert, see what we can do. I'm going to do a quick refresh. And my first sort is usually the AA score. And I'm still trading mostly Jasmine and Didix out of this. I've been trading this for 4 to 6 weeks now, and they are consistently up in the 80s. There's something I can trade on leverage, which I like. Pepe's been up here for a while as well. This IQ and REQ. BitTorrent, an older project, has been in the top 10 for a couple of weeks. Phantom was not here this morning. That just got close to 80. I'm looking for values 80 and higher usually, but I'll fudge a little around 79 or 78. And then when I see what I like, I'm going to look at my charts and set alerts based on indicators I like. So I'm going to look at Phantom. I think we looked at this maybe once last week, but we haven't looked at this one as much as we have some of the others. So I'm going to go over here to my day trading layout. I'll describe that in a moment. Click on Phantom from my list. You can make watch lists here on TradingView. It's pretty easy. If you're new to TradingView, I do have videos on how to use it. Email me at cryptocj13@gmail.com if you want a link to some of those videos. Okay, so this has been my typical day trading setup since October, going on a year. I've got the supply and demand visible range from Lex Algo showing me support and resistance. Resistance I call the red zone. Support I call the green zone. Not that creative, but you can see how there's multiple touches on the 15-minute chart down here around 37.5 cents, and it keeps bouncing off that, the support on the 15-minute chart. And then The RTI, the relative trend index, I use for alerts, for entries, and the cumulative delta, sometimes I use that for trend-based trades for confirmation. So my favorite setup or my favorite entry is this right here where it dips below the 20, pull out my vertical line and breaks back up. You have a version of that here. 1.4% move happens again over here and quite a larger move. That alert would have gone off here. The red zone is 3.5%, and then goes another couple percent. So that's a great day trade there. And then you get some more chop over here, dips below, breaks above. And I probably would have gotten in around here. Again, to the red zone, 2.3%. If you try to hold out for more, maybe end up dipping back down and riding this for a while until you get what you want. In this scenario, the red zone happens again here at 2.3% about a day into the trade. So those were all instances where that would have been a good entry using the RTI. At the moment, if you're a more experienced trader and you're trading on leverage and you like to short the market, I like to trade both directions. So we get another one here. And I'll show you this real quick. There's a break above the 80 and then a dip down. So that entry would have been right about here. And boom, 3% move down. Doesn't go all the way to the green zone, but you get that over here. So if you held out for that trade, you would picked up 3% in about 7.5 hours. That's a really good day trade. And then you get some more chop over here. So the RTI is working pretty well on the 15-minute FTM chart. So that's encouraging. So at the moment, it has broken above the 80 and then dipped back down. So I'm going to take this trade on my other screen, not financial advice. And then I've got it set up so I make additional purchases if it goes against me. A technique known as ladder buying or dollar cost averaging. I also have videos on that approach if you want to check it out. So I'm in an FTM short, assuming it goes through. And so that worked out pretty well. It's kind of fun to be on here and actually take a trade. But let's say we don't have a setup like that. Let's say we're in the chop here. We're not really sure what's going on. So I'm going to set an alert on the RTI, right click, add an alert. And if you're trading spot, you're going to be going long. You're going to be buying. So you want to cross up on the 20. And if you want to leave it on all day, I usually leave my alerts on for about 12 hours, from 7 or 8 in the morning to about the same time in the evening. So I'm going to go with once per bar close. So each time the conditions are met, that alert will go off. The alert name, I usually use my information source. So I'm going to go with AA score purchase. And then on the notification button, I'm going to notify in my app on my phone, show a toast notification. That'll be something that pops up on my computer screen on my laptop, then play a sound also on my laptop. And there's a few to choose from. So click on create and we're good to go. And so that alert will show up over here on the alerts button. It's the one I just set. Okay. Now you can edit your alert, which is what I'm going to do now because I like to trade both directions. So instead of crossing up, I'm going to choose entering a channel. And I'm going to pick 80 on top, 20 on the bottom. Maybe I'll go with a different sound, go with 3 notes reverb. And again, 80-20, entering a channel, click on save, and then it'll show up like this rectangle. So had I had this one on earlier, it would have gone off when it broke down below the 80. And then if it breaks down below the 20 and comes back up, that alert will go off as well. And that'll be something I consider for a long. Okay. Any questions on FTM as a day trade? Okay, so I'm gonna go over to this button to my other layout. That's my 1 hour swing trading layout. And I've got the same support and resistance indicator. I'm using the supertrend to help me identify trends. And it's also alert friendly, which I like about it. And then I'm using this Trendio LSMA, which is a moving average for confirmation. And actually, the super trend hasn't worked all that well on the hour chart. On the hour chart, it's a little late. So maybe instead of the hour, we look at the 4 hour. And it looks like it's getting better entries on the 4 hour. So example here, the buy signal goes off, but we don't get confirmation on the LSMA till here. And then we get a move 8.5%. That's a pretty good swing trade. And it dips down, maybe do an additional purchase, get in back here and pick up that 7% on the second trade. So, and then the red zone on the 4 hour chart is quite a bit more, 26%, but it does take, whoa, about a month to get back that far. So, or this one here takes about 20 days. So swing trade is days instead of, minutes or hours like day trading. So I don't do a lot of it, but I usually have a few swing trades going at any time. And sometimes the short terms inadvertently turn into longer term swing trades because the trade goes against me, but that's okay. These aren't trades I'm looking to cash out with right away. But anyway, back to the chart. So here's how you do an alert on the super trend. Right click. If you want to trade both directions, you can leave direction change. You're going to choose buy for long positions. I usually leave it as only once. So again, this is an AA score purchase. What's this? Notifications, I'll leave it the same. I usually choose a different alert sound, handbells when I use for my swing trades. Okay, any questions on FTM? All right, let's go back to Altcoin Alert and we'll use a different sort. So that was an AA score. I select the social activity sort. I'm looking for fire or thumbs up on both, and Tron has made an appearance. It's over 14 cents. It's been trading between like 11 and 13 cents forever. I don't trade Tron that much because it doesn't usually go up a whole lot, but it's up 6% today. That's unusually good. Numair is up 30% today. So Bella, CVC, that's an older one. Alice, Play, LTO. So there's a few to choose from on this sort. Let's look at Tron. Be a little different. To my RTI setup. And go over to Tron on my list. Appreciate your patience. The setup is not as fast on the internet as what I had back in the US. So here we go. All right, so Tron has had quite a move up, as you can see here. It's currently at resistance. So this is something I'd probably want to short after it breaks down below the 80. If you want to catch this on the next move down below the 20 and break up like we had here on Sunday morning, that would be that alert that I showed you earlier. Right click, crossing up on the 20. You know the rest. And then if you want to do trade both directions, use the entering channel, or if you just want to short it, go ahead and crossing down on the 80. I haven't shown you that one yet. That's how you do that, crossing down on the 80. And this was in social activity sort. So that one. Click create, you're good. Okay. And we'll take a quick look at the swing trade option. You guys hearing some background noise on my end? I'm not using my headphones today, so I think somebody's doing
Just a
some.
little bit.
All right, someone's doing some work on the condo next to me.
Yeah, could hear some knocking.
All right. Yeah, that's not me. That's my neighbor. Okay, so here we are on Tron on the 1 hour chart. We're at resistance just like we were with FTM. So let's go to the 4 hour. Still at resistance. On the day chart, still at resistance. Yeah, I'm not liking Tron as a swing right now, unless it breaks through with some force, maybe 15 cents with a bullet. Then that can be something you guys might want to look at. So, all right, I'm gonna pause this and put my headset on, see if that helps. This is bugging me. All right, so we're back, and let's go back to the share. And we just wrapped up Tron. Let's do one more sort on Altcoin Alert, and then we'll head over to iCoinPro. So let's sort by long-term sentiment. This is often better for short-term swing trades. I'm going to match that up with the Elder Impulse. We've got Numair, which we talked about earlier, but haven't looked at. I think we'll just look at that one. Yeah. Let's take a quick look at NMR. Haven't looked at this one in a while. So I think this one's on Coinbase. Yeah. And we'll get over to my day trading chart or layout. And 15-minute. Okay, looks like we're going to be at resistance again. So this would be probably another one you might want to consider shorting if you trade like that. It did take a dip and then come back. So that's intriguing. So there's room, to the red zone of 6%. That's really good. So you could take a little different approach. Since the market's moving up today, this is a break above the 80. And during a stronger bull market, I was taking those kind of trades, breaking above the 50 and above the 80. But I haven't lately. I've only been taking the dips below the 20, like this, where they break up. I've been more conservative the last couple of weeks. But with that room up to the red zone, you could take maybe a small trade and hold some funds back in case it goes against you, and maybe do additional purchases. Say if it goes against you, you get in again here around 1470, and then down here in the green zone around 1285, and improve that overall and catch the next move up if it goes against you. Otherwise, maybe just shoot for the red zone on a spot trade, try to pick up a quick 5%. All right. And then on the swing trade side, We are got some room, probably the same amount. Resistance looks pretty similar, but it's starting to fall now. Yeah, about 7% to the full candles, and then the wick went all the way up to 14%. So it's got potential, but this might have been a fluke. It pumped once, dipped down, pumped again. Might be due for another pump. This one's kind of interesting. Otherwise, just wait for the next buy signal. Right click on your super trend. Go with the not the sell, but the buy. Let's hit the wrong one. And this is long-term sentiment. And you know the rest. Okay, any questions on Numeric? I went through that one kind of fast. Okay, any questions on Altcoin Alert in general before we head over to iCoinPro? Okay, let's check out iCoinPro, home of the 1-2-3 dip. And the RSI was a little twitchy earlier. So sorting the long way on the RSI, the 1 hour RSI, I'm looking for values 30 and below. We don't have any. So since the market's been moving up today, that's normal. So what I'll often do is switch the sort, and because even if something's been pumping, it'll retrace back some. It never goes straight up. So I like to catch those little dips. And so I will sort this either direction depending on how the market's going. And right now it's being slow.
DJ,
So
have you seen that Bitcoin's doing a bit of a pump right now?
yeah, yeah, looks like we broke 60K. So yeah, 60,100. Thanks, Craig. So for our purposes, so I can wrap this up in case you want to trade that pump. We got Tron at the top. We just looked at that. BNB I was looking at earlier. These are older projects. I don't trade that often because they don't move as much as some of the others. But they do have their day in the sun sometimes. Jasmy, I've been trading a lot, like I mentioned earlier. So let's take a look at BNB for variety's sake. Come on, let's go. Well, this is a problem. Looks like my computer's frozen. You guys hearing me at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Here you're fine.
Yeah. Stop the share, and then I'll turn off my video. And that might free up some bandwidth. Let's go back to the share. Trying to get over to BNB. All right, so that I did get that screen to show up. And
Yeah, we're seeing that.
yeah, we're pumping now, and looks like I got an alert on Didix. Let's look at that first. Take advantage of this move while we're in it. Go to my day trading layout. And so Didix just dipped below the 20 and broke above. So I'm going to look at that and maybe take that trade. Yeah, that put one of my other trades into profit. Okay, the FTM long that I took earlier resolved and picked up 13.7%. And now we'll go with Didix. On my day trading, I'm trading one coin each direction at any time. I usually put about 3 or 4 different coins, alerts on different coins. So not financial advice, but I'm going along on Didix. If you're on spot, the red zone is about 2.5, 3%. That's a good day trade. So if we catch that move back up, that could be a nice day trade. Keep some funds set aside so you can buy again if it dips down here, down, let's say around 107, 106. So that's how I'm going to handle that one. Okay, we were looking at BNB. And yeah, it's pumping. And this might be something you want to short on the way down or catch it if it dips all the way back down to the 20, breaks back up, you get this move like this, like we had on Sunday afternoon, and catch the next move up. And then on the swing side, let's go to the 1 hour layout. And yeah, we're actually breaking resistance at the moment on the 1 hour chart. At the 4 hour chart, we've got a little more room to move up to around $600 for BNB. So it's about 5%. I think I'd rather do some of the others we looked at. If you want to go all the way to the day chart, yeah, it's been as high as 700. That was back in June. So if you want to trade this one, I think you could get in now and hold some funds back for an additional purchase, or set a stop loss down here below 400. That would be a pretty big loss. It did go against you. Yeah, wow, 30%. I don't know if I'd want to, maybe a stop loss down here around 490 and 95 might be better if you want to use that technique. Otherwise, I'd probably do an additional purchase here about 530, again down here around 500, give or take. Okay, any questions on BNB? All right, so that was an RSI SPY sort. Let's see if we can get a buddy coin crawler sort to go. See if my connection will facilitate that. Come on, you can do it. A little engine that could.
Mm.
So on the buddy coin crawler, I'm looking for values about 4% or higher. I'm sorting by the average low to the SMA. The low is a 24-hour low. The SMA is the red line you see between the Bollinger Bands on my charts. And you tend to get a lot of junk on here, a lot of meme coins and things like that. So I try to sort through those, look for something a little more substantive. And I'm not really seeing it. Some of these have pretty good volume. Not coin, REI, super rare. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Syscoin. That one, Sys, what is that? Let's look at that one.
Yeah, you've also got to have somewhere to trade them.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Sys is on Binance, BitGet, so some of the foreign exchanges, MEXC. I think you can get on MEXC with a VPN. So we'll look at that one. All right, we'll look at the super trend since we're on it. We've got a buy signal at the moment. We've got confirmation way back here on the Trendio LSMA, and then room to move about 20%. So again, on this approach, I would go in small, try to catch this 20%, retrace, and then have additional funds to buy if it goes against me. So that's how I would handle this on a swing. Or you could just wait for the next cycle, right click on the buy, and take that buy signal on the super trend and go from there. On a day trade, okay, we've broken above the 80 on the RTI, and the red zone here is about 10%. So, that's pretty good. I'd be more interested in getting in around here. This might be one where you want to take a 50 entrance. So it breaks below the 50 and comes back up like we have here. Yeah, there's my vertical line. There's a break above the 50 on something that's pumping. Those can be good entries. Okay. So that alert's a little different. I'm going to right click on the RTI, crossing up on the 50. And if you want to leave it on once per bar close, and this was Buddy Coin Crawler. And do the rest as you see fit. Okay, any questions on Syscoin? Or anything else we've talked about?
Yeah, CJ.
No. All right.
CJ,
Oh, yes, go ahead.
you have to KYC on MEXC now.
Ah, bummer. All right.
There's another one, WEX, WEEX. You only need a VPN for that, I think.
Okay. Have you used that much?
I signed up for it. I haven't traded on it, but I know some other people that have, and they like it. It's very similar to Bybit and MEXC.
Okay. And those are pretty easy to use. So
yeah, also look at Bitcoin, put your Bitcoin back up, went up about $1,200 in 15 minutes.
cool.
And it may have affected your altcoins.
So that will often pull up the altcoins.
Right. And there's a little purple circle with the lightning bolt in it. There's a little news on it.
Yeah, this isn't loading. So unfortunately, I'm having some technical problems. But yeah, check out Bitcoin and any news-related issues you see there. TradingView often grab those from other information sources and post those. So I look at those pretty frequently. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for joining me live. I appreciate that. If you're watching on the recording, I appreciate you as well, though I'd rather see you live on Monday and Thursday nights. Check out the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help fund the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.